What is going on, everybody? Hope you're doing well. I'm doing pretty good. Looks like everything's there. We'll wait for this audio check to come in. Oh, I've been wearing a beanie hat all day because I was out and about and doing stuff. So my hair's a mess. Not that much to look at from the start. So let's see what's up. Sounds like it's all right. So we'll take you and we'll put you down here. I have to be careful because that will bleed through if I'm not too careful. Well, anyway, onwards. So very blue tonight. Why am I so blue? Not always this blue, am I? I don't think I am. I have to set to purple. Let's change this and see what it does. Oh, that's making it darker. That's not going to change. There we go. Oh my god, that was weird. Okay, we're solving issues, folks. We're solving issues. So, I want to bring up something real quick, and then we're going to actually get onto the topics because I don't want to be clickbaity. But I noticed something about my little home base here. I am in Mesa Toril. I did that so I could be close to these guys because I hate them and they have valuable stuff. So it worked out pretty well as being close to this. And it's not that big of a trip to get off the map if I have to. So being up in one of the corners, it's a good thing. But I noticed something weird. You see, I'm right here on the edge, and right on the other side of my property line is the eastern shield wall. But if I walk over and I go sit in those chairs, something strange happens. Maybe I should be paying a little more attention to the sandflies since we're just the chairs. Oh, in this corner. Okay. Makes sense. So let's talk about this. Right now, we have an event going on where any one of these missions that you do for the Landsrad, you get some bonus stuff. You get extra house scripts, basically double what you're supposed to be getting, and you're getting double XP for whatever skill set or skill sub tree, whatever you want to call it. Whatever, like exploration, gathering, crafting, combat, and sabotage. That's the Beastie Boys stuck in my head. But yes, Jiggy, we are close, buddy. We are close. I'll talk about that in just a second. But yeah, you get these extra bonus stuff, which is really cool. Why? I don't know if they Spice. I don't know if they had a plan for us to do this anyway, but this could be it. The way they're saying it now, this was brought on by the little glitch that we had going on in my old glass. I've been under the weather the last several days, so the voice is quivering. But so there was a exploit that could be done that you could actually somehow, I don't know the specifics of it, nor do I want to. You could destroy the foundations underneath people's console, which would then destroy their base, and you could take all their stuffs. And if you played this game for a while, you might remember when people found out that you could lure NPCs into somebody's base, and if you stood in front of their, or I guess, I don't know, front or behind, if you put their console between you and the NPCs would shoot at you, but instead would hit the console, and eventually it would get destroyed. In a PvP area or PvE area, we cannot destroy each other's equipment and stuff. So, it's PvE. It's supposed to be friendly. But that was a bit of an exploit. They were able to patch that. And what happened during that time was people would log in and they would see their base and they play and they do whatever. And then they shut it off and then they come in the next day and everything was gone or somebody else had taken over. I think a big part of this game is scavenging. So if you see somebody's base rotting away, walls are gone. And you've seen me several times flying by and I'll keep track of a base that's the sand is slowly reclaiming. I'll take their stuff. They didn't want it. Why did that happen? Well, in most cases, it was because the person had stopped playing. Whether they stopped playing forever, like, I don't want to do this anymore, and they just rolled, or if something happened and they just haven't been logging in a regular amount of time, whatever. I don't know the reasons for each individual, but what was happening was people would log in and their base was either owned by somebody else or it was completely gone. And if you put yourself in that person's shoes, that would be horrible. I mean, my base is basically everything I've done up until this point. It's where my vehicles are. It's where all my stuff is. Everything I've gathered, crafted, etc. Stuff that I want to craft at some point. Everything is in here. For this to just disappear would be devastating. And the only option I would have is to start over. And yes, I would be starting over at a point where, I would at least still have this stuff. But I'm going to have to build more vehicles unless I had one on me. The only thing I've got on me right now is my sand bike. So I would have nothing in the air. I would have nothing. The only benefit that I would have is I got this big old bank account, so I could buy some stuff. But if you don't have a big old bank account, you got a lot of work ahead of you. Work that you don't need to, shouldn't have to do. So in most cases, a person that happens to, they're gone. They're like, yeah, I'm not doing this again. Which is a shame, because if they were enjoying their time and having fun, now there's something that they can't do or can't have fun with. But it also affects us because that's a player gone. And if that happens enough times, that's going to be a lot of players gone. And the lower the player count gets, the worse all of our lives are going to get. Also, very easily for that person to, and rightly so, put in a negative review, which will then prevent people who might buy the game, might play it, from playing it. So it does hurt the community. So that's no bueno. To play a little bit of devil's advocate, I want to point out that the only way any of those glitches were possible was when your base had powered down. And I did a video on how to power your base, and I brought up the fact that I use the generators upstairs, up on the roof, the large wind turbines. And then I have one of these big old generators in here. And if you go to my console, which I have buried down here, which I thought honestly was pretty safe, but you know what? That's all that separated me from the desert. So we're going to have to make some adjustments here. But if you look, I've got 23 days, and I regularly come down here and tap this button. I'm making the items that go into my generators well ahead of time. And in fact, both of the units I use comes out of the MCR, the chemical refinery. So we'll head up here. Comes out of here. So I have 2 boxes. That's an overflow. So here's the industrial lubricant for the big wind turbines, right? Add a lot in here. Actually, these just recently were full. When I clicked that button, all of this went away. I do this on a regular basis because I don't want my stuff to disappear. So people do need to take some responsibility It doesn't mean what happened wasn't wrong, but, you know, if you hadn't let your base run out of power, it never would have happened. So, yes, a douchebag took advantage of you, but you kind of opened the door for him. You gave him a way in. Don't do that. So, if you haven't seen it, watch my video on powering your base and make this stuff ahead of time. For that generator, of which I only have one, I've got, almost 1,000 power cells to stick into that thing. And I've got some more I could make, and I probably will since I just used it. We'll make some more industrial lubricant to keep those boxes full. That way I can just click that button, and I can actually hit that 4 or 5 times before I have to make anything. And I have my second base down in Shoal that I really don't use, and still fighting inside as to whether or not I'm going to keep that base or not. I make sure that thing, every week or so, once a week, I'll go down there and check it out. Be like, okay, let me make sure everything's good. Always keep your bases powered, guys. It's not just to prevent it from getting storms, it's preventing it from silly things to happen. Now, that's not saying that what those people did was right. But like I said in the description, I guess we owe them a thanks, because those of us who aren't douchebags are winning, We are, we get double XP. We get, they gave us the Landsrad missions. They maxed everything out. So everybody had 35 out of 35. I was at 10 of 35. And then I logged in and was like, you know what? Let me just get all this done, because I've let this number get up high before and it kind of blows, because you just keep doing these and you're like, all right, and do a bunch of these missions. You come back and you're like, I still have to do as many. Oh my gosh. So I knocked it from 10 down to 0. And then they announced they were doing this and they pushed it back up to 35. So I was like, okay. But we made good use of our time while we were running around here. Before we look at that, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to jump down. I'm put for my augments and all that stuff and survival stuff and all the things I collect. I made this box over here. Reason I'm coming over here is because I keep a little bit of melange in there for when we have skills to unlock. And boy, do we have some. And we finally stopped. So I have been moving pretty well through these. My exploration is what I've been focusing on as of late, and I realized that had actually gotten higher than my combat, which makes sense because, use both of these. And we have not paid much attention to crafting. With the extra bonus XP, what I wanted to do was get the ones I don't use, which is gathering. Eventually I will, but gathering and the sabotage, I wanted to get them at least up to 10. It really doesn't matter, but visually at the lower levels, because it's a lower amount of XP, that 250 that I'm getting for each mission was making these things just rocket through. It will make the ones where, you've got 171. Oh, wait, no, that's not right. There we go. I need 366. So it will make the bigger ones move as well, but you'll get a lot more of these little boxes, which is why you'll see that I'm at 9 and 11, but we're at 26, 31, 35. So we are progressing fairly well through this. And I've still got some missions that I have left to do. So we're going to do those. I have also been maintaining my dedication to the cause, and selecting the houses that I've been donating to as we needed to unlock them. Now, unfortunately, I have to finish these off. Let's see, we got one somewhere around here that we snagged. There we go. House of Verota. 14,000, so we got a swatch there. Hooray. I haven't done anything over here. These guys just didn't care about them. So everything from over here, it's all zeros. But we got some points spread out all over the place. We have House Rashish. These guys, we're at 4250, so I need another roughly 10k. Didn't do them. We're at 4750, so we're just barely over that. So there's another 10k. And we're at 4,000 here, so a third 10k. So there's 30,000 points worth of missions that we have just kind of laying around. I didn't do anything with Emoda. They were already done when I came along, so I pointed my points elsewhere to help keep us way up. House Thorvald. I was doing this morning because I haven't done a whole lot of combat lately, and I wanted to make sure I got that number higher. So we're at 10k. Only need to do 4 more missions here, and this will be up. Nothing there, nothing there. Luckily, we're at 95 for House Wallach, and then nothing here. So I need 30,000 points here. I need 4,000, and we'll just say another 4,000. So I've got about 38,000 to 40,000 points that I need to put towards stuff if I want to get to the 14,000 for the swatches. For House Wallach, we'll definitely get there, and I'm going to put that on priority. The same thing with House Thorvald, because they're so close. There's no reason to let those guys falter. Being 47 and 42, I got a lot of ground to cover. We're going to focus mainly on House Waku, since they're just a tad bit closer once we get these guys done. My best so far was 3. I think it was 3. Sorry, I have a hard time bringing myself to do these missions after the points are done. Like once it turns green and goes claimed. You know, it is what it is. But we're probably going to end up having to, especially with like these guys that are already claimed and done. But you know what? We hit 14. The way this works is, in case you don't know, this is the Atreides side. This is the Harkonnen side. I am over here, and this shows you the contributors, the top contributors for each side. Every time I do this, this is always 5. Sometimes this is only 1 or 2 or 3. It's been a long time since I've seen this at 5. There's just not a lot of Harkos here on my server, and that is why this looks the way it does. It's funny because I wish there was more Harkos here to make this, you know, a challenge and something that's an actual fight. There's just not enough of them to do this, which means we're going to win again, because there's 25 squares, and the 2 ways you win this is you either do a line, whether it's straight across or up and down or diagonal. So if you get a straight line, then you've won no matter what happens. But if you don't get a straight line, you'll need to get the most. And the most...
Weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
The smallest gap is 13 versus 12, because there's 25 squares. We are at 14, which means even if the Harkos threw it into overdrive in the next 30 minutes and cleared out every single one that's still open, they aren't going to get it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. We win. So I can throttle back and point things to be a little more selfish, a little more personal interest, which is why we're doing what we're doing here tonight. But we want to make use of the bonus XP for our skills. And I want to focus pretty well on combat. I'm up to a 35% damage. I would love to get to 40 just because it's a round number, you know, it makes me happy. 35 makes me happy as well. Some people like even numbers, some people don't care. I'm kind of like, you know, when I set the volume on my TV.
A large sandstorm is approaching.
I set the volume on my TV. I prefer it to be like multiples of 5, you know. It's stupid. I know. But it brings me calm to see it at 5, 10, 15, etc. Same thing with like in a car stereo. But yeah, so 35 is good, but I'd like to see 40 in there. And to do that, we got to get over here into this range. in this category, Repairmaster I wasn't too excited about. I don't really have a lot of augments on my gear, so getting to these is cool, but I haven't done it even with the one, you know? So I was looking at this. 38 would be the next thing that I'm really personally excited about with the efficiency. So the speeds go much faster. I'm pretty good at planning out.
Weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
Pretty good at planning out what I need to or what I have to do. So I don't ever really have something that I'm like, dude, I need to make this right now, and boom, pop it out. And even if I do, the only thing it really takes a huge, long, ridiculous amount of time is spice. But I usually just fire that thing up, set up however many badges I can, and then I turn, the game off, go to bed. When I wake up in the morning, yay. So this is the next thing I'd be truly interested in, but it's definitely not. It's not high on the priority list. Looking at the gathering section here, this stuff is going to start coming back into play. I'm not doing a whole lot of gathering right now. Most of the stuff I'm doing is, the missions and trying to get points on the boards here. I planned well for the.
Weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
She's going to say it again. Oh, no, I think it's here. I planned well for Chapter 3 and still coasting on the reserves that I built up. But I was looking and I'm like, yeah, things are kind of getting a little low. We're going to have to start doing some. We'll have to start doing some stuff. So once we get into where we're actually gathering and refining resources, this needs to be better. We're not there yet, but coming very soon. Exploration, I was super excited about getting the speed boost and the heat reduction, and I have seen those already. Another one was the dispenser drain. I've become a very heavy user of my suspensor belts, and I'm seeing an improvement on that. I'm getting into areas that normally I would be beeping and flashing, and I'm actually getting there without too much of a problem. It's not so much that it's removed the fear of falling from the game, but it's so much better. But these are the ones that I really wanted to hit. So looking onward here, forgot about this. Maneuvering, I'm okay. Fuel would be nice. Fog of War, I guess. Loot in loot containers. That's what we do here, We open boxes and take stuff. So level 40 is not nothing to laugh at. Stamina cost while climbing, I barely ever do it. Storm damage, I run away from them or stay away from them, so meh. Heat dissipation would be nice. It's good now. 5% would be a little better. 50 is huge. These extra inventory rows are awesome. This solved a huge problem for me. My issue was I very rarely would have maximum weight. It was just so many different items, and I just didn't have a space for it. So I'd have to go through and be like, well, I definitely don't need this, and I don't need that. And, I would throw the meatball trays on the ground. I'd throw light darts because I don't use them. And then sometimes I'd have to make other decisions. Like I would have to throw out some resources that I gathered. Like, well, I'm all right on strabidium right now, so I would throw it on the ground in order to pick up something else that I needed. I was able to get 2 of these now. I got this one, and then I got the original one. So I got 2 rows, and my backpack volume is up 30%. Absolutely love this. The fact that I ignored exploration as long as I did was a mistake. I should have put more effort into it earlier on, because those are definitely huge. The problem with that is to get that extra row is all the way up to 50, and I'm actually all right now. I'm doing really good. So maybe I don't need it, at least not right now. One of the problems you have with this game is you fill up your resource, like your areas, your storage, You're like, oh god, I need more storage. Then you advance to a point where you can get more storage or have more bigger boxes, whatever. And then you're like, yeah, it solved my problem. And then it's just a matter of time before that problem comes back, because what filled you up the first time is starting to work already. So, not critical anymore. Good stuff, not critical. Combat, just this alone makes it worth it. You're picking up extra damage and you get hurt less. We have burned through that big section that was all skill points, so I am actually working on a stamina increase, so +5 stamina. That's cool. But once we get the +5 stamina, we're back on a very large skill point increase. It's not to say that I don't like the skill points, but you know, it would have been better if, you know what I'm saying. So we're pretty much doing combat just for the damage mitigations, and then the pleasant surprise of getting extra stamina or health along the way. But always going to be a focus, because you're always fighting somebody in this game, whether it's other players or NPCs or bots or whatever you want to call it. The only thing that this damage mitigation doesn't help is my own stupidity. Nothing can save me from that, and that hurts me more than anything else in this game. So if Funcom can find a way to do that. Finally, we got sabotage. I just put points into sabotage because I wanted to. We get some headshot damage, a little bit better explosives, but it says explosive barrel, so I don't believe this has anything to do with grenades. It's just terrain type stuff. Our next thing up is a scanned range requirement. Reduces range at which you could be scanned. Have I been scanned? I don't even know if I've ever been scanned before in my life. But thanks. Enemy recognition speed, I'm not sure if this really matters that much. They seem to see me from way far away. I guess I stick out, probably because I got a glowing shield on me. And I usually just work on closing distance and stabs and shoots, so I don't know. The bribe cost, I've never bribed a house official in my life. Don't intend to. It would be nice to get early access to a Landsrad task, but I am far too cheap for that. You alright, buddy? A little shaky shake? So, cool, I guess. If I ever do it, maybe I'll do it. Landsrad contribution, that would be nice to get an extra 5%. That would be an extra 50 points per. Although I need 14,000, so getting an extra 50 points doesn't really change anything. Maybe that's cumulative towards the end, because 5% sucks. It doesn't do anything. I already have a ton of house scripts. Don't know if I need more. Scan duration, headshot damage, cost. Looking to see. Okay, so we pick up a 10, so 15%. That's decent. Yeah, if you get 10,000, you actually have 11. A little over 11. Is there another one? 20% by the time it's there. 25%. So about a 30% increase. So by the time you get up to level 88, then you start really understanding. And not even level 88, but once you get further on in it. It would be nice to be able to do fewer Landsrad missions for the same amount of points. But I don't know if it's worth it to push this many points into it. Don't know if it's an investment. The way I'm looking at it, combat, exploration, and gathering are still the ways that I'm really going. Crafting has kind of fallen back burner, and sabotage was never anything but. That's my opinion. Yours could be different, and if it is, awesome. Explain to me why. Not that I challenge you. I'd love to hear your input or your thoughts or why you feel the way you do. Because it might be something I'm missing, or, you know, maybe it's just we're different play styles. Whatevs. So, that is something that we're going to have to do tonight. Is finish off what we get for these bonuses. Unfortunately, I don't think that this number is still going up. So if I do all of these, I think the 35 is done. The first time they did it, like I said, I was at 10, and then I went down to 0, and then they put me up to 35, and I was all happy. And then I did a bunch, like 12 missions, and then it pushed it back up with the daily drop, like the extra 5 you get per day. But then I logged in this morning, and it didn't seem like this number had gone up. So I don't know if it's still going to go up, and I'm going to get tomorrow and Monday's 10 missions. I'm not sure. I mean, I'll do at least 13. So we have one saved. This is under combat. Boop, boop, down here, heart of the matter. And for this, we have to go to the wreck of the Tyke. So let's see if we can look at that. We got another one here. And that's to get the ship's logs. I like doing multiple missions on the same map because that saves me travel time, but it can become a pain in the ass keeping these things straight. And also with this ship is a big one because it seems like you have to start at one point and work your way through, and I don't want to like finish one and then have to go back to the start and come back the exact same way. If I can like walk into a room and get everything done and then go to the next room and get everything done, I'm so happy. I haven't done it enough to know it yet. So it's what it is. But why are you so slow? What's going on? Okay. What do we want, or what do we need to do? Well, like I said, I'm at 10,000, so we need to do 4 combat missions. And then we need to do roughly 4 of these explorations. So that actually works out really well for us. So we are going to pick this one up, and we're going to say yes. And I think, is that Wallach? No. Is that Wallach? There it is. I think I'm done with them too. But yes, we'll pick it up. Even though we have points to go other places, we'll go ahead and do some House Wallach stuff. Boop. So we got 2 of them for the wreckage of the Tyke. I'm going to pick this one because we'll go do the stuff on the Tyke. And then you done heading out? Go for it, buddy. And then we'll head to Blushing Cavern. This is to turn deserters against each other. And hopefully by clearing out some of these, we'll pick up... Oh, wait, we got Opa Fire. So that's another one that we can do on there. Since we're focusing so much on those. I'll tell you what, we'll go ahead and take this. Just so it's... Nope. Wait, I think it is Thorvad, isn't it? Yeah. So it's Thorvad. Yep. Okay. So that makes sense. So that will get us 2,000 points for them, as well as 500 experience in combat, and then we have 1,000 points coming here, and some more exploration XP. So let's go and do that. Ba-da-ba-da-ba. We are still running with our old beat up pieces of equipment. I am going to squeeze every last moment out of this. I will keep those engines on there until I hear the clunking sounds. The other day I was playing and smoke was coming out. I think that was on stream. That's what we're going to be doing. which is funny because I could make the other pieces and just switch them out and be done with it. Like I've said before, Haggard Basin's pretty safe, so why not just save on resources? But if I was going to go into the deep desert, I got serious problems. But we're not going there, so we will be going there next week. We'll return to the deep desert. We are in need of plastanium for sure. The supplies are getting a little low. And, of course, when that's not happening, melange will be. Oh, as Jiggy had said before, we're almost at 500 subscribers. While we're traveling our way to the wreckage of the Tyke. That is incredible to me. When I started doing this was more of just, being helpful. Did I want it to work out? Well, absolutely. Of course you do. Do I think I'm going to be super awesome and famous and 500,000 subscribers? Absolutely not. If I wanted to do that, I can't be doing that playing this game. Nothing against Funcom. I love your game, guys. As you can see, I play it all the time. But I would have to be doing all sorts of different games and keeping my eyes open for what's going to be the next hot game and what's going to do this. And I'm going to end up playing things that I don't really like. That's not why I do this. So I'm content to be a tiny little small channel. There's other things that I don't want to compromise on. Personally, I think the thumbnail, which would have like a picture of Dune and then me, or when it's like, have you tried this? I hate that. I hate that so much. I will not have a thumbnail with my stupid face making some stupid expression that's not real. But it does work. There's the psychology behind it where they say that people will recognize your expression and your emotion, and if they experience the same one, or it kind of helps do that thing, it's like a psychology thing. But you know what? Honestly, when you start annoying people and they start figuring that out, then it starts having the exact opposite effect. So that's where I'm at. Nice dodge, dude. And you hit. Okay. Hold on, I gotta kill this guy. Okay, now I'll deal with you. So I don't do that. Also, I don't do clickbait titles. That I want to be kind of interesting. Yeah, take them. I feel a certain way about that because it's never my intention to do a clickbait title. But sometimes it does happen because I will get chatty about certain things. And I can be easily distracted, jingle keys in front of my face. It's honestly the reason I love coming here. Joel was fun to go get that irradiated slag, but this is so much better. And I have another reason to be here. But anyway, let's go ahead and bring this up. Because we've got two things that we're doing, and we're not tracking either one of them. The thing we're tracking is not even on this map. So I'm going to go do this. I think I know where these are. And I think I know the moment I need to switch over between the two. We're going to see. So the first room I got to go in is right there. But in order to do it, I need the purple band. And then this guy. Need to make him sit down. Look how sleepy he is. We had a good fight, and he got very tired afterwards. So you just take a nap. Don't stay here too long. The radiation will kill you. But I have to go do stuff. Alright, so we run in here and we talk to this box. And then we check out what's in here. Good. I'll take that. Ew. And then there's a box here. Only two. But you know what? It's two more than we had if we hadn't opened that box. So the next thing is to find the navigation chigga wires. And they are 183 meters away. So we're moving into a new spot of the ship. So I'm going to switch over to the other mission we have in here, which is the Heart of the Matter, and we're going to track this. Let's see if that brings us closer. 83. Sounds like a plan, right? So we're going to head that way, start doing those things. I don't know why this room isn't radiation shielded. It looks very similar to the ones that are, but whatevs. Oh, I heard angry people. Oh, there's a guy with a torch. Nice. This is not working out all that well for me. Alright, we're not going to win this fight. So we're going to come over here, and Mr. Sword Boy is going to follow us. Wow, dude, that was awesome. And he did it twice. Who are you? Third time's a charm. You know what? I'm going to let him get back up. We're going to keep... No, I'm not. Yeah, he needs to sit down. I got stuff to do. Oh my gosh. Aha, I'll stab you even though you're not there. Alright, well, that was a lot. I don't know if I need this, but we're picking things up tonight. We got that extra space, so ew. Okay, so let's get our bearings. 18 and up that way, huh? Let me see. Not gonna lie, I'm a little lost right now. Oh, I tell you what we need to do. We need to come over here because there's a box. 7. Take that. What's inside of there? We need a gold band. So we're gonna have to come down here and try to figure out where that gold band is. It's right here. Who are you? Now I know what I needed to go do. Ooh, buddy, calm down. Cats and dogs fighting. I just didn't want to get shot up by that guy. So now those emergency overrides should be in the same direction as that other mission. But before we do that, I'm going to bring up the old cutter array. And I know there's bad guys on the ground, but we're not going to mess with them. Just to be safe, I don't like when my radiation level goes higher than half. So we're going to cut this door open. And we're going to let that get down. This is also a mission item, not the mission we're on, but it is a mission item. It's in you. I guess I'll take it. Oh, I didn't even see you laying there. Alright, radiation's gone, so we should be good, so we gotta go that way. Now, this room's not gonna open up until we kill everybody. I don't think we need to kill... Oh, yeah, we need to kill everybody for that one. Oh! Oh my god. Tired of you. Yeah, I am. Thought it was fun when you were shooting at me, huh? Having fun now? So, if you can't get this room to clear out, like, I've got to kill that guy. There's usually a gunner, like a flamethrower or a gunner. He came out. For some reason, I don't know why, they seem to get stuck right in here. So if you're having trouble finding that last person to kill, check over in this area. It's right on the other side of the door when you first come in. I don't know why, but I don't know if he spawns in a bad spot or what. In this case, he did come around the corner, but you notice he was very late. Goodbye.
Access granted.
Access is granted. Hooray. So this one, we got to come over here and do this. Then we got to come over here and do this. And there's people talking already, so I guess we still have more. Extra stab for no reason. Alright, so now this mission's telling... let me go kill him before I start yapping. This mission's telling me that I have to exit now. So I'm done with this one. The only thing we got left to do is leave. Okay. Thought it'd take 2 steps to kill him. Now there's nobody shooting at me anymore. We're going to go ahead, go back to the sabotage mission, start tracking that. And as you can see, we got to go this way. So that's the way I like doing it. Clear the rooms, finish off everything. I don't think we need to worry about our radiation level, so I'm not going to open up that door. There's materials in there. There's materials in there. Better be good. Better be good, because I came back. Alright, what do you think? Is it going to be good or I waste my time? I'll take 11. I will definitely take 11, and I don't need bullets. I've got so many of the mechanical parts. Actually, the mechanical parts I don't have a lot of. The plasteel fiber, I got so much. So I stopped picking it up. I'm coming. This is going to be a bad fight. Oh, wait. Thank you. They stood nice and close to each other, which let me actually kill one while I was stabbing the other. Normally, when they're all over here, it's less than fun. You have anything good? You do not? No. This room, I keep thinking there's going to be a fight, but there isn't. And now we just have to exit. And we're done. So there's 2 missions out of the way. Sweet. We'll run around here, because there's a couple of these. 9. Epic. And then a big box here that probably won't have slag in it, but we'll take that. Did that kitty get you? Is that what's the matter? Do you want me to yell at him? Oh, it's over there. I took him outside right before we started streaming, so I know that's not an issue. Alright, we opened up chests that we care to look for. Radiation level's great. Guess I should be collecting these, huh? We're down to 10 now. Ah! Trying to quit the game. Alright. Not much more damage we can do here. So, there's our bird. See if we can time this properly. We did. What's the matter? Did that kitty hurt you? He did, didn't he? Alright, so once we get close enough to the ornithopter, we should be good to go, right? There's one. And there's 250 XP. Awesome. And here's the other. Boom. Alright, so now I'm going to actually come over here, cancel this for a second, and we'll get out of the sun. We definitely need to drink some water. And we're going to take a look at what we got. Whatever. 53. It's not bad. Not bad for doing other stuff. Used to have to go to show for that kind of stuff. Oh. Give me a second, folks. Let me check on him. Did you hurt? You hurt him, didn't you? Playing too rough? Yeah, you were. You were playing too rough. You're a menace. Let me see you. Oh, did he get your face? Oh. See. Let me see. Oh, buddy, he got your face. I'm sure he didn't mean to hurt you. I mean, he did, but he didn't think it would. You'll be okay. Somebody's got a little scratch on his face. He's trying to apologize. What a sweet, happy home we have, right? He's saying he's sorry. Yep. Okay, are we dying? No. That's how I die a lot of times, by the way, guys, is I'll put myself in a safe spot, get my attention taken elsewhere. Yeah. All right, so we don't need this thing anymore. So we're going to go ahead and pop that over there. And then we'll put our fancy clothes back on. Very cool. And we're going to look at the next set of missions. So, what do we have? Well, we still have the false flag strike over in Blushing Cavern. That is a combat. So, an exploration. Blushing Cavern? Yeah. Got the Oprah Fire operation. I have done these two so many times that, yeah, we're good. I don't remember who I need to do this for, though. Are they not an exploration house? They are not. Oh, it's these guys. That's why. Silly me. My natural inclination would be to get that one so we complete a line and definitely win the Lands Red, but we've already won it, so doesn't matter. I found a new way to do this one, so I'll tell you what, we're gonna select you, and then we're gonna select you and accept it. And we'll go to the Fremen Finds first. Somebody had brought up a point. They said not to do this Fremen Find mission because it doesn't give you markers, and it's weird to do, and it's a little bit of time consuming. And after the first multiple times of doing these missions, getting them done as quickly as possible is definitely good. So I found a neat little way to do this one. Let me be very specific on the fact that I found a way to do this. It's not that I am some like genius and figured out something nobody has. I don't know. Maybe I haven't. I have not looked to see if anybody else does it this way. I was going through the middle because it seemed like it was easier. But tell me what you think. So I hate the fact that you got to run frickin' ever. So what I do is we come up here and we make sure that we got our backup tool on. We'll hit 7 and we'll drop our bike. And then we just skirt the island. There's 3 steps to this. Yikes. Step 1 is where we're headed now for the, oh boy, on the eastern side. This one right here is where step 2 is. We're going to bypass it because we can't do it yet. I have a complaint for that later when we head to Blushing Cavern. But that cave, ooh, right up on the horizon here, right up there. That is where we want to go. So I'm going to come over here. We're going to flip the bike around. And we're going to do this. Eventually. So we get it right up here, and my goal is to get to that spot. I could try to super jump it, but really don't need to. Huh? Yeah. Call me names. I don't care. So we come over here and we pick this up, and then we just run out. Goodbye. So that's done. It's very odd for me to bypass Masquerade. I like to fight them. But I'm not here to take up a lot of time. So jump out, and now that opens up the second part, which we already passed. So I was putting the bike when I hopped off right over here, because you got this nice little wall, and that kind of shields you from the bad guys. But instead, I'm putting it over here on this side. I shall show you why. So we just let her roll right on off. I don't think it's possible for your vehicles to get destroyed. I've never really seen a storm here. So, whatever. We'll check this one. Sure, sure. Nice. Don't care. We don't really need our shield right now, but I'll put it on because I'd hate to find out that I need it and forget about it. But we go up top here. Up the stairs. And there's no bad guys until I pick this thing up. Once I pick this thing up, they spawn. So I don't have to fight my way in here. I have to fight my way out. But I don't fight my way out anymore. I'm just trying to get this thing done. So they can shoot at me all they want. I'm fine with it. Then I come down here, right? And then that's when we do this. Bye, losers. And we're gone. Now we're going to head back to the Thopter. Not really, but we are. Yikes. Hit that rock pretty hard. And we're going to head over here like we're getting ready to do the smuggler's run. A little race. We're going to go through this first gate. And we're going to make a hard right. Shoo, right here. I know, buddy. And then I'm going to turn the bike around so it's pointing this way. Because that's the way I want it to be facing when I jump on. And then we're going to run in here. It's in here and to the right. And I like to run up this way because that person right there, that little sword person, will follow you. Yeah. And she'll stay up there, which gives me time to get in here and grab that relic and be on my way out before she tries to come up and stab me, because she'll stand right up front there. They can't... Ow, broke my ankles. They can't get up here too far. So see, there she is. Now she can chase me again. Hi. There's a big guy up there with a chain gun. So once you activate him, things get a little rough. We just do this. Come on, man. There you go. She was coming, too. And they don't follow you this far, and you're done. So it's relatively easy. You don't get a lot of points, I think. I think that's a reduced points one. No. I was wrong. There we go. Quick and easy. This stage of the game, that is awesome. Now, before I leave here, let's see if Smuggler's Run. I think it's up here. It's either, yeah, it's up here. So, Smuggler's Run is not a thing. So, we're going to head over and we're going to do our false flag and our strike. Before we do that, though, 11-5. So, 3 more missions and we'll be good. And 11. So 3 more missions there. So doing all right. And we have a total of 10 left to complete 4 points. So awesome. This is going to go into crafting, and this is going to go into combat. Race Against Time is going to be back in Haggard Rift, so is that. Oh my goodness, it's so horrible, right? Here we got another thing for Blushing Cavern. That's where we're headed right now. Do we want to do that, though? Not really. No. I'd rather put that into something that's helping me out a little more. And then here, we're just going to get on this bad boy. Because I don't like running this distance because it takes too long. I could spin suspensor belt over there. But why would I do that when I have a bike? Oh. This poor thing, I never used to use my bike. So it's loving chapter 3. What? What? How am I liking chapter 3? Good, but I do have concerns. There's not enough missions in this Landsrad. Doing the same things over and over and over again, and that's getting old very quickly, very quickly. Like, I'm pairing up missions and finding new ways to do them just to keep myself entertained enough to where I don't want to. I'm on the second story in my house right now. There's a window back here. You guys can't see it because of the curtains. But doing these missions over and over again, I want to open that window and jump out. But I'm pushing through. I'm hoping that as we go on, they do create other little things. And again, some of this is my own fault because I'm pushing so heavily in specific skill trees like the combat exploration now. And it also, I don't know if you've done chapter 3 story. Got a little tired of that. It's kind of like, the arena was cool, but that was like the main theme. And towards the end, I was like, can I just not do this? Who do I have to pay to just skip all the preliminaries? Let me just... Should be the #1 seed. Anyway. March patch should bring a new location and new missions per tree. I'm hoping. And if they do that, then 100% behind it. If they try to keep the same mission rotation without making any updates or changes, no, that's no bueno. But if they want to give us, like, for a month it's these 5, and then they add 3, or even if it's just like 2 missions per, I'll be all right with it, just so there's some variety. I thought the story mission was pretty cool. I have not done my "You're super awesome and Duke Leto loves you. Go do this mission for him." Which is funny because I accepted the mission, but now I haven't done it. So I got to go rescue some guy. I hope he's hanging in there. Because it was a couple days ago that I got the mission. Just haven't gotten around to it. So just hold tight, dude. You're fine. You're fine. But yeah, overall, I'd give it a good strong 8 out of 10. The changes that they implemented, I like. The change to the Landsrad, I think, was really good. It's one thing that I didn't like about the way the Landsrad was set up was that you had to be part of a guild in order to do it. So allowing a solo player to do these missions, and honestly, there's some things that you still probably should do as a guild, but giving access to for strictly solo players to be able to do this is pretty cool. So kudos on that. But I don't think they get access to this. You have to be in a guild in order to win this stuff. So we'll see. Um, things I'm afraid of is hitting the wrong keys and not being able to actually show you. This scares me because when you look at my Landsrad, what do you notice? It's kind of a trick question because chances are you're not going to notice. But there is only one skill tree that has been totally completed. Each one of these rows has each skill set in it. And only one of them is completed right now. And that would be your combat. You'll see the other ones are close. And this just unlocked this morning. In fact, I was playing earlier and it unlocked. And it's already cleared off. Some of these have been open for days. Now, why is that the combat is getting done? Well, because it has very immediate bonuses, like immediate notice that you're getting bonus damage and bonus mitigation. The skills, the increase to health and stamina, those are things that you're tangibly at any given moment going to be able to see, whether you're fighting another player or you're fighting the dungeon NPCs and the bosses, or if you're just fighting some scavengers on Haga. You're going to see those benefits immediately. And combat, even if you're not playing against other players, combat is still a huge part of this game. So, yeah, that makes sense. But also, I have a feeling that even on my little server where we seem to get along really, really well, there are quite a few people who are getting this in order to be able to do the dungeons much better so they can get the higher level gear, and you don't need that for anything but the dungeons. So if they're pursuing all these combat bonuses just because they want to be able to do the dungeons better / easier, I got you. But I think there's a lot of people, not just on my server but everywhere, who are making sure that they get these bonuses for this server migration when all of us get herded together a little tighter and the deep desert may not be such a friendly place anymore. The reason that scares me is because when you look at a lot of my content, I was explaining to someone, emailing them about this. I told them that, most of my content is for people who are trying something for the first time. Like, I'll talk about here's how to do your base. Here's how to power your base. Here's how to solo spice. Here's how to get from Duraluminum to Plastanium. So I'm trying to help with your journey. I should put a blindfold on and stand there and tell you things and use all the Fremen terminology. What do I say to a person now the first time they go out into the deep desert? I advise people now when I do my content, and I'll say, hey, if you cross over, if you see that yellow line starting to change over to red, you got to make a choice. Make a decision. Is this what you want to do? How long before a new player is going to be able to go into a testing station? How long before they're able to go to a crash ship out in the deep desert? What happens when a new player with standard gear comes up and comes up against somebody who's level 100 in their combat, and they've done the dungeons and they've got level 5 gear with level 5 augments? When I used to play Call of Duty, I know it's horrible, right? I played DMZ, and one thing, the way I look at PvP and all the games that I played, I like playing PvP. I'm going to make a video. I got actually one that I'm lining out for this that explains this. Jiggy's in here, so I'm going to use him as an example. Let's say me and Jiggy are friends. We're in the same guild. We're buddies. I say, Jiggy, let's fight. He'd be like, okay. So we go out into the PvP area and we fight, and he just thrashes me. I'm going to be like, dude, how did you do that? And he'll explain it to me. Oh, I had this, I had that, and I did this. And he gives me something to look into, something to better myself at. And I'm either going to look at what he does and say, okay, I want to replicate, I want to learn how to do that myself, and it's something I can set myself to and practice, or I'm going to say, I don't want to do that, but let me learn how to counter it. What I can't stand is a situation where you're playing PvP where Jiggy hits me once, I'm on the ground, and then he just flies away. What did I learn in that instance? I don't know what he shot me with. I don't know how he was able to down me that quick. I'm just laying on the ground dead, and now my stuff is gone. Why would I bother? Why would I bother? I don't know if any of you guys are Call of Duty players, but there was a long time playing DMZ in Modern Warfare 3 where I just didn't go to Ashika Island. There was no point. Why? Why bother? That's all it was people one-shotting the hell out of you. And it wasn't cheaters or hackers or anything. It was just the way the game was built. It's such a small island. People would spawn. Everyone knew the spawn points. You were getting rushed within 5 seconds. Some spawns, you weren't in a very good position. You were out on a beach with absolutely no cover. None. And by the time you got to cover, you were already taking rounds. What am I learning? How am I going to get better? Oh, you're going to get better by learning to dodge. And no. So this, when they announced it, did scare me. And I think about myself and how am I going to handle somebody who's, level 5 gear, level 100, combat skill tree, and their regular skills are absolutely 100% built for combat. They don't have any of the other stuff, nothing for scavenging or planetologist things and stuff. What's this going to be like? Because I'm not going to want to play a game where it's just me going out and collecting things so somebody can kill me. I would also love to see the fact that when you kill somebody, you could take some of this stuff. If Jiggy kills me, and what does he get? He should get my stuff. I shouldn't spawn back in my base with my stuff. He should get it. But what are you doing? What's the point? What's the point of killing somebody? It's just to irritate them? To say you're better than them? I don't know. It's a pointless PvP, which doesn't make sense to me. You should be able, and I know that there's a Landsrat. Is it one of the things? No. There's a Landsrat thing where you can actually loot dead people. Why is that a Landsrat thing? Why does it have to be selected once a week? It should be the way it is. Am I dying, by the way? Oh, thank God I'm hiding. Oh, I had no idea if I was safe or not. Sorry. So that is the second issue that I have. And the third and final thing from PvP that I have here is with ambushing. As a fan of the lore, ambushing is 100% in line with the lore of this game. I don't think this game needs to replicate the lore exactly. They need to have their own creativity, do things a little bit differently. And also, it's one thing to read a book, watch a movie, and then play a game all on the same topic, If you ever watch a movie based on a game or based on a book, you'll know there's differences between them. You can see all the stuff on my wall. Huge Lord of the Ring fans, love the movies, love the books. Are they the same thing? No. There's a whole lot of similarities, a whole lot of differences. And I can understand why certain things get cut out for time. It does bother me when there's a glaring change. I'm an Army veteran, and I have a whole lot of trouble watching some military movies because I'm just like, dude, even though it's been 20, 30 years, it's so ingrained in me that does not happen. That would never occur. You would never do that. There was no reason for that. And I don't like it. And I know you're supposed to suspend, your belief, but that does bother me. I hate the fact that it does, and I do fight it off, but it always happens. When I'm looking at playing this game, okay, I know I'm rambling, but somebody asked. One of the glaring things that I don't like about this game and the lore is the fact that the Fremen lost. I don't care how many Sardaukar you have. They are not going to defeat the Fremen on Arrakis. Not here. Not here. I know the concept of the game is, they're not gone, but they're gone, but they're not gone. It wouldn't even be close. When Sardaukar and Fremen fight, both die, yes. But on their home turf, on this planet, ain't gonna happen. Now, if you take the Fremen and put them on, like, Secundus Prime, where the Sardaukar are from, or not Secundus Prime, but you go to, like, Gedi Prime, where the Harkonnens are from, and you attack them there, I feel like home field advantage is going to be huge, especially to a guy who was born and raised in a desert with certain ways about him. I don't think he's really going to be able to pop up out of the sidewalk because it's so much of an industrial planet. Same thing with Kaladin. He's probably going to stand there and stare at the oceans and the lakes and the rivers for too long and then get killed. But on their home turf, no. Even shooting them from space, they could glass this planet and the Fremen would survive. But I'm okay with it. I understand that we're doing a games narrative and it's a little different, etc. And then allow them to have their creativity. Ambushing is definitely part of the lore. What I don't like about Dune Awakening's ambushing is that I can set up and orchestrate an ambush. Somebody's laying in sand there, compacting. And I can ambush them in such a way that there is absolutely no risk to me. The only thing that's going to happen to me is I might lose. Then I'll respawn back at my deep desert base, and I'll pull out my gun, and I'll pop out my thopter that's miraculously still there, and I've got all my gear, and I don't need to go back to my dead body because I wasn't carrying anything anyway. There's no cost to the aggressor of an ambush. The victim of an ambush, potential victim I should say, will lose everything. They'll lose their ride. They're going to have to spawn back at their base because if they respawn out in the middle of the desert, whoever just ambushed you is probably destroying your vehicle. So you're not going to have that anymore. And the griefers have learned that when you las gun a vehicle, you do the chassis. Can't be repaired. So even if you did get killed before you could finish it off, that thing ain't going anywhere. They're going to have to come back out and try to remove all the parts and bring a brand new chassis. Most people aren't that involved. So the fact that you can jump out of a thopter and real quick hit it with the backup tool and put it in your gun, in your backup gun, and then sneak up behind them, kill them, and if they turned around and killed you first, you've lost nothing except the time it took you to go out there and get killed. That's BS. That is BS. There needs to be a penalty for losing PvP. Not like an in-game penalty, a in-life penalty. It has to cost you something. If it doesn't cost you anything, there's no point to it. So aggressive ambushing like that, being the aggressor in an ambush, you don't lose anything. So why not do it, Why not? That's my issues. This whole thing came from somebody asking me about $500 in our pockets and organized fights. It's the only thing we can do. Yeah. And the new players come in. I just got myself a grade 5 Ancient Way and augmented it to 3,000 damage per rocket. So, if it's 3,000 damage per rocket, Jiggy, that probably should go through shield and everything, right? That should go through shield armor. You able to one-shot somebody? Might go out in the deep desert with you, bro, if you got some time. See if you can drop me. The other thing I don't like is most of the people in this game, like Chopper brings up, he says that you put some melange in your pocket and you organize a fight. If you want to say, hey, Jack, Meet me at this spot. Let's dole it out. Absolutely, dude. Let's have fun. We'll learn. We'll have fun. It's great. Absolutely great. The people that do most of the ambushing in this game, they're only going to do that for a little while. Then they're going to get bored with messing with people, especially if people stop playing or stop coming out to the deep desert. Then they're going to be like, this game sucks. I'm going to go do something else. So then they go play something else for a while. Well, what effect did they have on the player base before they decided to just roll on and go mess with people in their next game? These are players that could or maybe would have been a valued member of the community, but now they're gone because Phobics wanted to be a douchebag and thought it was fun. So, I mean, the ambushing in this game is just absolutely terrible. The arena that they gave us for Chapter 3, I have said for a while that I want an arena. Think of Fade Routha's birthday. That kind of an arena is what I've been looking for. Damn. Come get some, sister. Why are you running away? Alright, so we're going to double up these missions. Ooh. Oh, there's 2 of them. Not going to get that sword off. So if you ever have to fight 2 of these guys, what you want to do is you want to get them to the point where you can either separate them or you want them standing together. Standing them together is really hard. Especially if they separate out. Now, I've separated them enough you could tell because she's walking. No, I'm not dead. When she was walking, instead of... Ooh, nice. Instead of engaging me, that's how you could tell you separated them enough. Usually it involves getting them to line up with you, and then you'll break them apart. If you just try to keep taking the 2 of them... Oh, she was twitchy. What'll happen is you might be able to stun one, and as you're getting ready to stab them, the other one's going to stab you, break you off of it. It sucks. So if you ever have 2 of those, either run away to kind of kite one of them off, deal with them separately, or if you can get them to line up, that's good. If you can get an obstacle between the 2, or get them to the where they're holding hands like Dorothy and her friends on the yellow brick road so that when you stab, it actually stuns both of them. I'm going to pick this thing up. That is for the Opifire gem thing. I've got to go find a dead mentat, but we're not going to do that right now. We're going to kill this guy. It's me, Mario. How are you alive? Thank you. Word of advice, because this screwed me over. Holy cow. I forgot. I was doing this mission earlier, and I forgot to do that. I did not pick up his weapon. Cassian's gun. And then I went down there and killed everybody down there and got the flamethrower thing. But I couldn't pick it up. It wasn't a lootable thing. And I was like, dude, what the heck? Because I had picked up his gun, that little, oh, now go to the other place, didn't load up. So I came back up here, found his dead body, picked up the gun, it cycled. I went down there, they were all still dead. And I'm like, okay. And there was no loot in Leon's body, so I couldn't grab anything from him. So I thought, all right, let me just kind of back off and give him a chance to respawn. So I went all the way over there and was hanging out on that rock up there and everything, and it would not respawn for me. I ended up having to go back to the ornithopter and leave, and then come back and came over here, and then finally they were all back. So make sure you grab that guy's gun, because otherwise it's just havoc. Now we're dying from the sun. That's okay. I used to stay up here and snipe the crap out of everybody. Oh. I didn't even know that guy was down there. But now we just come down here and stab. Nice shot. You're going to pay for it, though. Oh, he set me on fire. So yes, make sure that you complete each step of the mission before you go to the next one. Otherwise, you're going to be like me and have to leave the Hale map. But this is kind of on the way, so we'll be able to do this, and then continue on, and we'll go find a dead mentat. Got a little slide in there. I don't know if you saw that. Between the snow, being sick, and other responsibilities, I have not gotten to spend the time I really need to in this game. I am very far behind on my dungeons. I think I'm at level 7, I think, with the electric guy. And I'm at like 3 or 4 with everybody else. I just haven't gone into them. A mysterious note. It's terribly mysterious. Can I see that mysterious note? Oh, I can. The gambling debt has come due. I need to get to the meeting point, but I fear an ambush. I've hidden the jewels in the place we agreed on. Aisha. In the cavern, in the container. Harvest the crystals, and behind them, you'll find the hollow place. I don't know why this mentat was snooping around, but I don't like it. I dragged his corpse out to the edge of the bled. Let the hawks and the storms take care of it. Do we know an Aisha? I don't know if I do. Guess I should be doing voices when I read notes like that. I don't know why this mentat's looking around, snooping around. You're a terrible scout, sir. But don't worry, because none of your buddies are worth anything either, because I just shot you and they don't care. Is this the bonuses that I'm seeing? The fact that they don't recognize me? Or no, because they've always been kind of clueless. So, shoot this guy first. And then miss that one, because, you know, that's the cool thing to do. There we go. Oh my goodness. Never got a shot off. I'm gonna take your stuff, just because I don't like you. Whee! Oh no! It's okay. It's okay. Shh, shh, shh. Alright. Ah! Uh-oh, they've all seen me, so I'm probably gonna get shot to hell right now, especially with no shield. Let's see. Yeah, there's some of the bullets. And there comes a whole bunch more. Yep. Open up! Okay. Why not? Oh, God, look at it. Look at it. That is beautiful. Beautiful. Normally I would just run out, but they have angered me. Yeah, it's me, and I'm not happy with you right now. Where's your friend? Him down there? You I'm gonna let live. Probably because they're gonna get in trouble when the reinforcements come by. Be like, what happened? Like, oh, this guy like floated in, killed everyone. Like, why didn't he kill you? I don't know. It's gonna be one of them people hanging on the chains all around this damn place. Would be a good thing. Be like, what's your name? Barbara. Okay, that's what I'll tell your reinforcements. Say, hey, Barbara sends her regards. Hour and a half in, but we're gonna maybe push things a little more. Woohoo, level 36. I don't know what that means. Oh, sorry. Yes, and we'll take this one too. And I don't know where I'm at. Are we at 12 or are we at 13? 13, not sure. Give it a few seconds. Let it refresh. We're at 12. And we're at 12.5. So we got to do 2 missions in each one of these, and then we'll be done with that. I would love to do the whatever it is that gives me the 500. Is it you? Ah, it's this one. So the Landsrad contribution doesn't increase. But if I do that and I do this, I will not have enough time. That is a shame. Well, we're definitely going to go kill some sandflies at the Broodworks. We haven't done that in a while. House Thorvald. I guess I could spring a trap because I'm right here. That's a shame. This mission takes us damn near exactly where we just were. Tell you what, we're going to do it that way. That way we're done. Normally I don't like doing that because we kind of picked up a mission that's, like I said, taking us right back to where we were. We didn't notice it. I don't think we had the option, to be honest. This is one of the moments where I realized that my my Spencer belt, my sus belt works much better. Because normally I would be right on the cusp of dying when I got up to that. Sometimes I would have to go to that thing there to kind of break these jumps up. But this, yeah, I'd be flashing before. Not anymore. Pretty awesome. Oh, I hope I didn't jump too soon. It's gonna be close. All good. Get ourselves full energy. Now we're gonna need charge and fly over as fast as we can. This is fun because if you don't do it right, you fly off the edge. At first, just corner yourself like that. That'll get you a dead stop. But usually I like to land, oh, right here. Or on this one if you can. As we roast in the sun. This one's got a mine on it. I'm sure you know that, but uh-oh. What I like doing is going there. And then this works, and now we can fly down there. I think that person up there is taking shots at me. Are they all still dead from when I was here last time? Oh, happy day. But I bet if I don't go quick, they're going to come back. And then I'm going to get in a whole world of problems. That's a shame, because I said I was going to let this person live, but now I can't. Hi, I'm sorry, I actually have to kill you. That's kind of nice. So I didn't waste my time. And finally, you. That did make it quicker. Okay. There's a chest over here, but things blow up. We'll take these 3 things. And then we'll go. Aw. Boop. There's my little dead buddy. They did respawn. It's okay, though. We don't care. Made pretty quick work of this mission. I'm really glad that it gave us credit and hadn't respawned everybody yet. If I'd have stayed over here crying about it even longer, it may not have been the case. So don't cry about things. Just do it. Sure. 37. Look at us go. So we just need one more for you, right? I think we already have it loaded, don't we? Yes, we do. So that should be the end of good old House Thorvald. Yeah, beautiful buildings that we can't have. Absolutely. One of the loading screens has a couple things on it. I don't know if it'll show up on. That's not because it's a buggy. But I know what you're talking about. I have not done the level 19 mission yet. Where am I going? I do go through a lot of suspensor belts, though. So let's track you, and what's the other? Clicking buttons too quickly. So we need exploration. Is there anything exploration-based that's got us here? No, no, and no. Okay. It's all right, though. What I think we'll do, because we are at 1250. I'm sorry, we're at 12,500. So we need 2,000. Actually, we only need 1,500, but it's not going to be able to get that. So what I think we're going to end up doing is we will do this, probably this Rift Recon, the Rift Recon, and maybe do this because it'll still be enough. And they're both back in Haga, so we can actually make a run back there. We got a load of stuff to drop off. We'll get those done, and that'll complete 2 more houses that we will have gotten the swatch for. Yay. Oh my, let's get some water. Let's put on our shield. And let's cross the desert as fast as we can. Not quite getting the height I want, so we're just going to buzz right on through. Ooh, scary. Normally I'll fly above it, so I don't have to worry about that stuff. But, ooh, she was coming. Nice. How many guys with shotguns are there here? Man. Normally I wouldn't care, but she challenged me. Get some stamina back here for a second. Oh, somebody's throwing grenades, so come up here. Die, 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 die. Where's the flamethrower person? Oh, there you are. First time I did this fight, I actually was like doing it legit. What a pain in the ass this mission actually is. Especially this part. Because you get up there and there's, you know, flamethrower guys and other sword people and the lieutenant that you have to fight. And if you just fly up and run in this door, he's right there. And now he's not. That one's coming through, isn't it? Yep, knew that. That's okay. I think we can make that, right? Nice. This one I used to fight my way through as well. But now I can't be bothered. Yes, you see me, and I am gone. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Come up here and we get ourselves a purple band. Yeah, set the alarm off. Goodbye. Yes, go hit that alarm while I come in here and kill your commander. Uh-oh. Yeah, we kicked the hornet's nest now. Holy cow, look at them all. See, I had to bail on that one. We're gonna go down. Not today. Alright, let's start doing it this way then. might kill me again. I don't know. Are they still... Both of them are back there. Let's see if I can double stab them. Nope. Great. Now I'm not even locking in on them. I need some health pretty badly, too. Alright. Let's see if we can build up enough stamina. Well, oh, she's walking. I screwed it up. I backed off.
Sounding the alarm.
Just turned into a whole big mess. Oh, hi! Divide and conquer, right? Oh my god, the commander came out? I didn't know they came out. That was an actual parry, by the way. I can do it. Yeah, I know. So I don't really care about the chests or anything, so we're just going to jump right on top of here. And you got to make sure you're on the wing. Point the way you want to go. And now we're gone. It got a little crazy there. We're back? Yeah, we're back. And I screwed it up. Oh, we almost got hurt. Holy cow. It's me. I'm just being dumb. Fine, we'll do it the old-fashioned way. Close. Oh, that should finish them off. What's this? Resets. There we are. Unfortunately, I've spent a lot of time working on combat, so I've already got Mikarol and Moritani are done. And we just finished this one, and we did Emoda, I think, the last time? Or maybe not. But we have only a few left as far as the combat skill set goes, as far as finishing off the swatches. I'm a little leery of putting points away to something that's not going to matter. Now, we still have 6 missions to go, but we have all weekend. And we're getting really close to our time frame. I am very far behind on my dungeons. Very far behind. A big meeting. I wonder if they're waiting on their 4th. think I'm at level 7 on this. I think. We're about to see. Current max rank is 7, so I've done 6. No, I've done 7. No, I've done 6. So 7 is as high as I can go right now. But pretty good chance of getting grade 2 augmentations. 12% armor. Which is funny because if you look at what I am using right now, you will notice that we have a grade 4 static needle. I bought that from somebody. I went out and collected a whole bunch of materials, and they got an extra one, and they were like, hey, does anybody want this? I'll sell it for whatever. And I was like, I will take that because I like the static needle. As you can see, we're still using ungraded gear, except for this one, which is a level 1. I do have a better set of this, just haven't gotten around to using it yet. Mixed feelings on that. A lot of times in games like this, you'll say that, oh, you shouldn't do it because you haven't earned it. I don't really think that you earn anything in any game you play. I don't like handing things to people, and I don't like things being handed to me either. But I'm not doing these dungeons, not for a lack of wanting to. Just there's so many other things that I'm doing between real life, the channel, Lance Rad stuff, and some family things, plus getting sick, and all the snow. I haven't had the time that I needed to dedicate it. So somebody had this, and I bought it. You can call me a punk if you want, but I don't care. I'm going to actually not leave. I'm going to press the button. I don't believe I am higher. The dark fight with the melee guy, I'm 6 on that one as well. The poison place, I haven't gone to that one since the first time I did it, so I think I'm only on like 2 in that one. And fire, I believe I am also level 6 on that. I've been trying to kind of go in order. I did do a couple runs with some guildmates in the very early stages of this, but everything else I've done solo. But I'm getting things done, so it's kind of okay. Once server migrations happen, if things come to fisticuffs, it might be a little underpowered. Also, if we ever end up fighting, I would so much rather do aerial battles. Aerial combat leaves a lot to be desired, but in almost any game, you can punch, shoot, and stab people. Only one game where you could fight ornithopters, you know? Well, that's inconvenient, isn't it?
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
That is playing havoc on my connection. When's it gonna hit? Bastard. Rabbit is fast. Oh, man. So we're going to dump all this stuff in the dump box. We'll sort it out later. I just went through this the other day. Boy, was it ever full of junk. I was really surprised. And that'll work. Kind of wish that when we do these missions that they would let us have access to the ornithopter storage, but it's a small price. So we're getting ready to call it a night. We got about 5 minutes. Hey, Wired. Aerial fighting, absolutely, dude. The flight mechanics aren't all that great in this game, but they're sufficient. I mean, they're sufficient. And I'm sure that if they do have us doing a lot more vehicular combat, then we'll start seeing some improvements on it. Right now, I don't believe there's enough people doing it to have that much data on it. You know what? It just keyed up into my mind another thing I hate about Dune PvP is people standing on ornithopters while they're flying. So you got like Ancient Ways and Lasgun guys standing on top of an ornithopter that's moving at a 200 kilometers per hour. Okay, though. Well, we're going to end this on a little bit of a discussion topic. I'm going to check something real quick because let's see if it's improved at all. Nope. Still the same thing. We're at 496 subscribers. As I had said in the beginning, but then I got sidetracked and started talking about something else. This is for me just for fun. I've always enjoyed playing video games throughout my decades of doing it. Yeah, I actually played games on an Atari system when it was brand new. Um, Atari, good God. But yeah, I've always enjoyed playing games, and I'm just naturally a very helpful person, and I think that I have an ability to kind of understand where people are coming from, and I can identify disconnects. I can identify where the confusion's happening. And couple that with the fact that I have an incredible amount of patience. If we're doing something and you're not understanding it, let's find out why you don't understand it. Is it me? I'm not explaining it properly. Is it you? You're not listening. What's happening? Did you not know that this was something you could do? Am I not, whatever the reason, we'll get through it. We'll figure it out and we'll learn. Um, I think I've mentioned this before, but one of the things I used to love to do with Destiny, original Destiny, not Destiny 2, was the Vault of Glass raid. And in helping my clanmates learn how to do that raid, we would go in there and there's this artifact that you have to pick up that drops the shield of a bad guy so that you can destroy him. And you have to do it several times depending on how good you are at using this and coordinating and stuff. And the first couple times we went in there, we would say, who wants to use the Aegis shield? And no one would. Nobody wanted to do it because it was the most important task. If that person didn't do it right and do it well, it made it take longer for everybody. There was a rage timer on the Templar boss, so eventually he'd get tired of fooling around and be like, that's it, I'm killing y'all. And people didn't want to learn how to use it. And they didn't want to be that guy, the one that causes everybody to wipe. So at first, I started doing it myself most of the time when we were running in groups and helping people run through this. Later on in the mission and that first raid, when you're fighting the final boss, it's a 6-man team, and it teleports 3 people at random to another area, and somebody in that room has to pick up the shield. And if people were fighting at the Templar and being able to say, I don't want to touch it, they were doing the same thing when they got to the Atheon fight where somebody had to pick it up. And what I wanted to do, my goal with everybody, was I wanted to get my team, and this wasn't just the same 5 people, this was, 30, 40 different people. I wanted to get my teams to the point where when they went into that teleport area, I got to hear 2 people on comms who were upset because they didn't get the shield first. Somebody else, the other guy, got it, and the other 2 were like, oh, I was trying to grab it. If they can get comfortable enough to use that, that would be awesome. So I was looking at it and figuring it out. So what I ended up doing was I used to just get a checkpoint for the Templar, and I would take a person with just me and them and say, you're going to go down there, pick that thing up, get used to using it. I would very lightly explain what it was like. Like, if you hit this button, it's like a baseball bat swing. If you do this, you kind of lunge and jump in the air. If you hold both of these buttons down, it shoots an energy blast. And that was as far as I went. I would say, just go down there and do it. I would stay up on a ledge with a sniper rifle that could kind of build recharging, and I would control and try to keep them from getting overloaded at first. And we would see how long they could go in the timer before they got killed. And if they got killed, I didn't go down and save them. You know what? We'll wipe. So we wiped, we start over. And I'd be like, all right, what did you think? What did you do? Okay, try this. Do this a little more and stay away from those areas. Oh, okay. They'd go down. And what would happen is every time we did that, we would go a little bit longer. The first time it would only take 10, 15 seconds before we're wiping. Then it would be a minute. Then it would be 2. Then it would be 4 minutes. And then all of a sudden, we hit the enrage timer and it wipes us. I loved doing that. And at that time, I didn't have a channel. So there was no way to explain that other than the small group of people that I actively played with. So the reason I made this channel was because it allowed me to take my experience, some of my knowledge, and put it out there for people. I've never claimed to be a type A super god, awesome god tier level player. I never want to be. I do this for fun. I do this as recreation. But helping people out is also part of what I do for fun. And that's why most of my videos, as you see, are more of guides and strategy. And here's what I do. Here's what works for me. I love the fact that I'm getting so many comments now where it's other people explaining, well, this is what I do. And oh, I go this route. In fact, when I did my farming video, there were a lot of comments from people who were saying, hey, there's a better spot for this, or you missed something. And now, if I was to do a video of my farming routes, it includes what they did. So it's not just me helping people, people are also helping me as well. But I'll give you some behind the scenes stuff about having a YouTube channel. It takes work. If you're just doing it for fun, then, you know, when it's not fun, you stop and you walk away. Try to meet your commitments. Like you see, I say I'm going to stream 3 times a week, and I do everything I can to make sure I do stream. There's times where Mrs. Rabbit and my son are down there eating dinner without me because dinner didn't happen until 7 o'clock or 6:30, depending on what time people got home. So, you know, there are some sacrifices, and thankfully I've got a family that understands that and supports me on it. There is a financial cost. I have some monthly subscriptions for like Photoshop and other things like that. I'm not going to tell you all the services, but there is a monthly expense for it. It's not horrendous. It's not bad. And I'm willing to pay it in order to do it. And of course, the gear, the rigging, all of that stuff. I kind of piecemealed things as I was going. Some of it's Christmas presents. Some of it's some birthday presents that people got me for stuff that I was having a problem with. Some things I just purchased all on my own. I don't really consider the setup to be so much, but I would like to eventually get a better camera, one of the super awesome cameras. I think my mic is okay. My voice is the problem, not the mic. Right? Yeah, buddy. I definitely would like to get better internet. And in my area, that might be very difficult and also be expensive. The reason I'm talking about pricing in money-wise is because it used to be that you couldn't monetize your channel until you reached 1,000 subscribers and like 4,000 hours of viewing. And they dropped it down to where you could actually start to monetize your channel once you hit 500 subscribers. But you still need to have 3,000 viewing hours. I have an incredible amount of viewing hours. I broke that line months and months and months ago. I got like 400 and some videos on here covering Call of Duty, First Descendant, Dune Awakening, Battlefield 6. So got a lot of stuff on here. So the viewing hours, and it's for the last year. So. But yeah, it's got a lot. I've done that so much. But the subscriber count has, you know, just kind of driven on. I don't push it too hard. I don't, you know, make tons of videos. And I will never buy viewership and view bots. But Once we hit 500, it opens up several things. It opens up super chats. It opens up stickers. I don't know what they are. I have to look that up. It also opens up memberships and is a chance for me to recover some of the monetary expense for it. So that's the big step that we're only a few more subscribers away. What does monetization mean? It just means there's two ways to make money off of YouTube, whether it's member generated, super chat generated, those kind of things. And then there's the ad revenue and sponsorships. That's 1,000 subscribers. That's way down the road. I'm not worried about it. I don't ever want to do sponsorships. I haven't had to, so it's very easy to say this, but I don't care how much money you offer me. I'm not going to promote something that I don't use, don't like, don't believe in, you know? The only exception to that is the first time I'm offered to do a sponsored video from Raid Shadow Legends, because then I'll feel like a big boy, like I'm a real YouTuber, no more strings like Pinocchio. So we might do a Raid Shadow Legends question. If I do, you'll know, because I'll be smiling like an idiot the whole way through it. But, you know, I see like some of the videos that I watch from other stuff, people be doing the ground news and the Surfshark VPNs and things like that. And I'm like, do you really use that? Like, I don't want to promote stuff to people. Maybe if it's helpful, I don't know. But again, I haven't come to that. It's very unlikely. I was talking with Mrs. Rabbit about this too, and she says, yeah, why would you promote stuff that you don't do? If Logitech wants me to do this mouse, I would do that, because that's awesome. I love this mouse. This thing's great. The microphone, maybe, I don't know, etc. But stuff I use. Stream Deck is cool as hell. Promote something. Oh, look at that. Now we lost our headset, so I'll have to turn that down. But I have also been doing some research into other people's channels on how they handle channel members and what they do. One problem with Dune Awakening is it's very difficult to play the game with somebody who's a channel member unless they're already on my server, because this game does not let you change over. Maybe, you know, they have to be on the same world server, which is one of the most common things for gaming channels, is like, hey, play along. Money is tight for everybody. Even if it's not wasting money or throwing it away is a lot to ask, in my opinion. And I don't expect anybody to pay for what I've chosen to do. But I will be setting up memberships. I have a Discord channel that Discord server that I barely use, and that will be offered up to channel members. We're going to start doing some exclusive content just for channel members, which will involve behind the scenes and like pre-stream, what is it, Sundown? Pre-stream streams that'll show up, and just some more in-depth stuff like that. But I am not going to be one of those people. There was a guy who did First Descendant content, and I was gifted a membership to his channel. I don't know who gave it to me. It just happened. I still don't even understand that. And I was looking at, because it expired, and then it was like, oh, you could re-up it. And I was looking at the options he had, and he had one on there that was for $100 a month, because channel memberships are a monthly occurring thing. $100 a month to play with him. Like, you got a game session one day for like 2 hours of a game session. Plus you got a bunch of other stuff. You got on the Discord, you got other things like that. But I was like, dude, $100 a month just to play a game with you. You're not that awesome, man. Like, I don't know. I know you have to set up several levels, but hey, Query yet? Kira? Am I saying it Kira? Is it Kira? Yes, I did. I got quite a bit. Still have some to get, but that's for tomorrow. But yeah, I'm going to be wrapping up soon, but you could start at the beginning. So I'm still kind of lining out what I'm going to do. But like my Discord access and shout outs, I promise you this won't be ridiculous. If I could recoup the money that I spend every month, I'm happy. Like I said in the very beginning, I don't expect to be 200,000 subscribers doing Surfshark ads and things like that. But once we cross that 500 mark, we will be You don't have to pronounce your name. Fair enough. We'll figure it out. Let me know, and we'll do it. I like what happened here. I don't feel like you should be a member of my channel just for me to interact with you. I guess I could understand it when you got thousands of people, but you know we're 20 to 30 watching a game, so it's not that hard to keep track of it. I am bad at it. Sometimes I forget that the chat is rolling and respond, and man, I'm terrible at messaging. In all aspects of my life. Mrs. Rabbit will attest to that as she sends me a text, and then after a while it'll be a hello because I haven't responded. I didn't even look at it yet. Sometimes I'm a victim of technology. Sometimes it's just me, but I'm terrible at messaging. So expect that. But yes, that is what is on our direct horizon. I was excited about Marathon coming out back in the day when they first announced it, and I've soured on Bungie as a company, but I can keep that separate from other things. But they're doing a server slam event or something like that, and it's getting very mixed results from what I've seen. And I decided after the initial beta that went so terribly for them that it just wasn't going to be for me. I'm not that big of a fan of extraction shooters in the first place. Like I'll play them, but it's a level of stress I don't necessarily need in my life. And it's the same reason why I'm not playing much Arc Raiders. But I don't honestly know what games are interesting me. So I'm really betting on Dune Awakening keeping things going. This was a big change with Chapter 3. I think it was a change in the right direction, but I'm very leery about server migrations and how packing us together is going to be. May not be a problem, but it's on my mind. And I'm also concerned about the PvP rework and how they plan to handle that. So channel monetization is coming. We're going to still be playing Dune, but I am in the market for other games, just not extraction shooters. And I'm fighting off a sneeze right now. Hold on one second. Oh, thank you. Hi, buddy. Can they see you back there? Yeah, they can. How you doing, bud? Good boy? We just talk about channel stuff. But there we go, folks. I've been rambling now. We're actually almost 15 minutes over. But I will keep you guys posted as to what's going on. Got in a rant. I've been listening for a while now and liked what I heard and seen. Subbed. Keep it up. Thank you. Okay, so now, is that para or do I need to roll that R? Look at me showing up in a rando. I'm going to say para right now. You let me know if I have to roll that sucker. If I do, be prepared for me to do it very poorly. So we are going to get another video out tomorrow. That will be coming up at some point. Can't tell you if it's in the morning, in the afternoon, or the evening, but we will get another one out tomorrow. We will be streaming once again, 6 o'clock. Nope, that's correct. Cool. We will be streaming again Monday at 6. Kind of finishing up what's going on here. And then we'll also be streaming again Wednesday. Probably Thursday or Friday we'll get another video. I'm going to try my best to get at least 2 out a week. Because I have a lot of them planned and a lot of them put together. That's going to be something that'll be a stream if everybody would be interested to see some behind the scenes and see how you do it. I'd be more than happy to show you that. It's the exact same as my thing with this game. I think I'm pretty good at it, but I still got so much to learn and maybe not doing things the best way. But it is fun. Maybe you could get your own channel. I do enjoy this. I really do. But yeah, anyway, that's the future. That's the coming week. And right now I've got a few more missions to finish. 6 to be in fact. Between today and tomorrow. We did 14 here, 14 here. This one we're going to get done and then we're going to decide. Probably do this one. Can't guarantee we're getting that one done, but we'll probably do this one. Oh, you know what we got to do though before we leave? Let's go do this and see, because it makes it so good. We spent a lot of time doing some missions, so let's go ahead and boop. Let's buy some skills. See what we got. This should go up pretty good, right? I thought it would be better. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I thought that was gonna go higher. Oh. Well, that's because we're dumb, because we didn't see all this go up. I told you it wasn't awesome. All right. Well, I've got the melange already made, so we're going to do this. That's pretty cool. Tonight alone, we were able to jump past one of these big content hurdles as far as I'm concerned, because we just got that the other day, and here we are. We've knocked out that stamina increase, and we're so close to getting that done. Ugh, that's rough. Oh, look at that. 5 of them? Oh, how many skill points do I have? I only have 5. That doesn't seem to make sense. I guess I used everything because we just unlocked all that. All right. Anywho, what do we get here? We got expert maneuvering, so vehicle damage resistance. I don't know. We'll take it. We will take it. Somebody had pointed out that if you don't want a skill, you don't have to buy it. But, oh my gosh, I can't let that happen. I can't have something unlocked and not purchased. It's like you don't even know me. Alright, so. Looks like everything we put in only got us some vehicle damage and a couple of these, but we did do a bunch of those. I'll take it. Thanks again to all the people who were scumbags and used that exploit, because it made all of this possible. So I apologize, and I'm very sorry to everybody who lost anything when that was occurring, but just know that your sacrifices enabled so many of us to achieve greater things. I hope they were able to do the rollback and return what was yours. If not, I can't really help you unless you wanted to come to my server. You're welcome to everything I've got. Well, almost everything. There's a couple things I'm going to keep my damn self. But, yeah, it sucks that it happened, but at least Funcom figured it out, addressed it, fixed it, and then offered kind of a, we're sorry you got screwed type of situation. So, there it is. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go. It's getting late. It's not really, well, I'm old, so it is getting late. It's getting late for me. I try to keep it around 2 hours. I would honestly love to sit there and do like a 6 to 8 hour stream one time, just like one of them marathon ones. But the problem with that is nobody would watch it. People would watch certain portions of it, like they tune in and watch for a little bit, and then they leave. But that would be you guys, the ones that are hanging out all the time. Your average person would be like, yeah, dude, I'm not going to sit there and watch an 8 hour stream, bro. And they just bypass it. So it doesn't actually do well. That's part of the analytics of YouTube. So that's why we do the 2 hours, try to keep it right in that little area. But anyway, that's it. I'm not going to talk about anything else except the fact that I'm going to be going. I got to take him out because he looks like he needs to go to the bathroom again already. Got into a little fight with kitties, but you're okay. Right? Right, buddy? You want to come say hi? Come here. Come here, bud. You say hi? Bro? No. You're going to be shy? That's okay. He's very old. He's very old and not as healthy as he used to be. Probably going to have to deal with that soon. Right? But not tonight. Tonight you're still doing great. Right, buddy? All right. So I will see everybody again on Monday, 6 o'clock, like normal. Look for a video tomorrow. And as always, I will see you out there. Take care, folks.